Okay, people. How y'all doing tonight? I wanted to go live real quick because I was having a conversation with my daughter tonight, who is a recent law school graduate. Thank you very much. She is now considered an esquire. She has her, what is it? Juris doctrine. So, you know, to some of these people out here talking about they going to law school and they're a law student and all that, get out of here with that crap. We don't want to hear it. I was having a conversation with a real lawyer who has a real law degree, and we was talking about um, heaven and hell. Does it really exist? What does it mean? Is it biblical or not? And it all kind of revolved around a dream that I had last night about a relative of mine, a very, very close relative of mine that's been dead over 20 years. And it got real. It got real quick because in this particular dream, there were actual people that I've known. Some of them were dead, some of them were still alive. And I believe that I actually entered into that world. Like, I believe that when you go to sleep, that's the closest to death you'll ever be without dying. That's what I believe. I believe that when your body lays down and you go into that, what you want to say, euphoric, I guess that's a better word than any. When you fall into it, the that euphoria, I believe that you actually enter into another world. And there's people that you will see. It may not look like that person, but it's that person. It may not sound like that person, but it's that person. You'll be in a certain place. It may not look like that place, but it's that place. It may not look like that situation, but that's exactly what it is. So, um, it kind of made me reconsider what I think heaven and hell is. So, considering the fact that I'm a Christian, we're going to go with a biblical point of view. Now, in the Bible, God says that I created heaven and hell. I created right and wrong. I created good and evil. Now, I challenge everybody, just like I challenge myself. Show me in that Bible where that only pertained to a living person, because I couldn't find it. So if anybody else can find that, I challenge you to, send me an email or drop a comment and let me know the exact chapter and verse where it says that the choice of good and evil can only be made while you are alive, because I couldn't find it. Therefore, I came to the conclusion that the choice of doing what's right and doing what's wrong is not only a choice that can be made while you are alive. The dream that I had last night made me reconsider the fact that maybe, just maybe, possibly, probably, even when you die, your spirit can make a choice. God says in his book, I placed before you good and evil. You make the choice. It did not say you can only make that choice while you are alive. So it leaves doubt. It leaves the question to whether or not, okay, well, all right, well, when I die, I can make another choice. God gave man the ability to choose. God gave man the ability of will. We have our own will, meaning we can choose whatever we want to choose. You can be whatever you want to be. Where else or what else has that choice? Because when I look around in nature, I don't see nature having that choice. Like I don't see an ant deciding to be a tree. I don't see a wasp deciding to be a hyena. I don't see a cheetah deciding to be an alligator. I don't see a bird deciding to be a dog. Now I do see what I do see is man deciding he want to be a woman and a woman deciding that they want to be a man, but I ain't talking about that. My daughter and myself had a very and we still having the conversation right now. Like she I kind of made her stay up a little longer because we got another ceremony. My oldest daughter is graduating again tomorrow. So I kind of made her stay up a little bit, because I wanted her to hear my dream and I wrote it down and she read it and we were having conversations about it. And the reason why I wanted to share it with y'all is because just like I reconsidered some things, maybe y'all will reconsider some things. Because I've been hearing a whole lot of bull all day. And I'm tired of hearing it. I've been hearing people cuss each other out and dog each other out all day, going live 3, 4 times a day, cussing and fussing and dogging each other out. To what end? And then a thought came into my head. You're right. To what end? What is the end? Now, the reconsideration comes in right here, and I want y'all to listen to me very carefully. What if, just imagine, what if when you die, you have a choice to do whatever you want, but when you make that choice, that's the end of it. Now, while you are alive, you can change those choices. Like, I got a transport business. Well, I can change that if I want. I can sell it off and go into real estate. And then once I get into real estate, well, I don't want to do real estate no more. I want to go into marketing. And then when I go into marketing, I can say, well, I don't want to go into that no more. I want to go into the stocks or whatever. But as long as I'm alive, my choices can change. But now, what about when you die? What about then? Can you then make a choice? Can you turn it all around? And the way that you was living here, you could say, oh, I don't want to live that way no more. I want to go this way. But when you go that way, ain't no changing it. Is it possible that you can take what you have here, there, but when you get there, whatever choice you make is forever? Now, one of the things that my daughter and I talked about is Lazarus and Abraham. Uh-huh. Now, um, as you know, Lazarus was a servant. He was a poor servant, and he sat at the rich man's table, and the rich man fed him crumbs. Now, Lazarus died, and Abraham came and took him. Therefore, he was in Abraham's bosom. Now, shortly after, the rich man died. And the rich man looked up and saw Lazarus with Abraham. And he said to Lazarus, please, please, give me one drop of water so that it may quench my thirst. And Lazarus, being of good heart and good cheer, was going to give it to him. And Abraham said, oh, no, 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 bruh. You can't do that. Lazarus said, why? Abraham replied, because there is a great gulf fixed between us and them. They can't come here. We can't go there. Here's my question to you. Why? My reconsideration is because the rich man made a choice. He chose to continue to be exactly who he was. He chose to continue to be a rich man doing the same bad stuff that he was doing. And at some point, he realized that he didn't want to do it no more. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he saw his children or his family or people he loved coming to him, and he had to treat them the same way he treated Lazarus. Why? Because he made that choice. So he realized, man, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to be this rich man no more. I don't want to have to keep doing this to people that I love. I'm seeing people that I love, and I got to keep doing this to them. I don't want to do it no more. So he saw Lazarus doing something that he wanted to do, and he wanted to switch it up. He wanted to switch sides. He wanted to switch teams, but he couldn't because he made that choice. Now, what is that choice? Because God said that I present before you a choice, good and evil. You choose. But not one time did he say when you had to choose. He just told you that it's your choice. So what if you was a drug dealer and you died dealing drugs? Your death was a result of you dealing drugs. And when you died, you chose to continue that path. And guess what else? You accepted it, and that's what you want. Is that hell? Is it? If you chose to do it and you're satisfied with that decision, is that hell? God says, "Steady to show thyself approved." You can have 100,000 people in the congregation and all of y'all can agree. That don't matter. What matters is each individual has to choose their own path. Each individual has to show thyself approved. That means you got to choose your own way, whether all of us agree or not. So, what exactly is heaven and hell? I'm quite sure that many of us know people that are good people, but just doing bad shit. But my question is, what is bad shit? Is it bad shit because I say it's bad shit? Well, who the hell am I to tell you that you doing bad shit? And who are you to tell me that I'm doing bad shit? If I think that what I'm doing is right and you think that what I'm doing is wrong, well, what's the determining factor? If you are to study and show thyself approved, that means that I have a right, an individual right, to decide what I think is right and what I think is wrong. I don't give a damn if you think it's wrong. I'm not you. You got a mind of your own. Think whatever you want to think, but allow me to think what I want to think. So, what if I think is right? Is it? If God be the judge and God said, well, I created good and evil. Now what? Now who gonna explain that to me? I'm I'm waiting on somebody to explain that to me because I have not received a proper explanation. God specifically said that I created good and evil, and I present to you a choice. I present to you a choice because I made them both. Whatever good can be, I made it. Whatever bad can be, I made it. You got to steady yourself to be approved. It's a choice. So, is it boundless? Is it endless? Because I think we all can agree that when you die, time stop right there. As we know it anyway. Time stops. right there. Death simply means no time. That's what it means. It means that there is no time. Time does not exist. Age does not exist. Hunger does not exist. Because all that stuff can only exist with time. You don't believe me? Okay, I'll tell you what. Right here in Atlanta, it's 12:45. That's what time it is. Now try going 12 hours without eating, or it's going to be time for you to eat. Try going 3, 4 days without eating, or it's going to be time that you ate some. It's going to be time that you drunk some. Try going that long without brushing your teeth, washing your face, washing your nasty ass, your funky ass, without speaking to your family, without talking to your loved ones, without going to work, without doing nothing. Oh, there is a time for everything here while you are alive. Even the Bible says that there is a time and a season for everything while you are alive. But now, when you die, there is no time. Time only exists in the present. Time only exists in the physical. It don't exist when you die. So when you die, there's no more hunger, there is no more pain, there's no more suffering, there's no more aging. None of that exists anymore. So you damn well better make the right choice. Because you do not have time to figure it out. You do not have time to change your mind. You do not have time for nothing because time does not exist. So is that hell? Is a place without time hell? Well, I can imagine it is if you make the wrong choice. Because you was born an individual. You're gonna die an individual. You think your emotions, do you think abstract things is not gonna exist when you die? Well, I think they will. Do you think your emotions are not gonna exist when you die? Well, I think they are. I think you'll be able to carry that with you. The only problem is you ain't gonna have time. So even though you may feel a certain emotion, time don't exist no more. So you can feel that emotion, but guess what? It don't matter now. It don't matter. You'll just keep feeling it forever because you chose that. So whatever you choose, you're gonna keep feeling that forever. It's gonna be a cycle that you can't get past no more. Now that's biblical. Now I'm sitting down here, literally. I'm literally sitting down here talking to one of the smartest people I've ever met. My daughter is literally One of the smartest people I have ever met. I can't tell you how many books she done read. She's sitting over there right now reading something. I can't tell you how many days she sat in her room and just read all day and all night. She'll come out, come down here, get something to eat, go right back in her room. Come out, take a shower, go right back in her room. Go to a little party with her friends, go right back to her room. She's the smartest person I know. And we sitting down here trying to figure this out. Now, if you ask her, she'll tell you that I'm the smartest person that she know. I don't know why. But if you ask her, she'll say my daddy the smartest person I ever met. But I think that she is. So when we come together, we have these outrageous, just ridiculous kind of conversations that I can't have with nobody else other than her. I can't talk to my wife about it. I can't talk to my bros about it. Hell, I can't even talk to myself about it. She the only person that I can sit down and have these type of conversations with because her mind thinks kind of like how mine does. It wonders. And this type of things can this topic came up. Heaven and hell. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around biblical terms and biblical concepts because that's what it is. The Bible is a concept, it's a construct. It is constructing a certain type of ideology to build your life. What is building? Construction, right? It's a concept, it's an idea. Someone has an idea of what they think something should look like. So once they have that idea, they go forth in trying to build what they had in their head. Bible is the same way. It is a constructed book that is meant for you to build your life around it. A better life. That's what I think anyway. So I'm considering um all the things that I've read, all the things that I've been taught, all the people that I've listened to, from pastors to ministers to all these so-called great men with all this so-called great intelligence and wisdom. Yet I doubt that they could even sit in the same room with my daughter and myself and have this conversation. I don't think that they would last. And the reason, no shade to them, but the reason why I think that they wouldn't last is because I just simply think that their mind is not built that way. They just will never think of it. They'll simply say, well, the Bible says this, and they'll leave it right there. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't blame them. I think that's a beautiful life. I think that that's a beautiful train of thought. Unfortunately, some of us, our minds, it keep turning. It keeps wondering. It keeps thinking. It keeps asking. And because it keeps doing that, you're going to constantly have what they call dreams. Now we can define what a dream is. Like you could just Google dreams. I ain't talking about that. That's elementary. I'm not talking about rudimentary thoughts. Expand your mind, people. Learn how to think on your own. Stop asking questions that somebody else asks and come up with your own questions. You'll be a better person. There's people in my life, well, they're not physically in my life no more because they got killed. They were murdered. But they were murdered doing what they love. They were murdered doing the only thing that they ever knew. They never had a job. They didn't know no better. One particular family member um, is the one that taught this one particular family member. Um, I don't even really know how to say it. This one particular family member in whom I love very dearly. I had a dream about him last night, and very briefly, I'm gonna go over it with y'all. I'm not gonna go into detail because I'm not gonna go into detail because I don't think it need to be shared on a public platform. I think that it need to be shared with my baby, and I shared it with her. But briefly, I'll go over it. I dreamed that I was there where he was. Now, a lot of my dreams, people come to where I am. You know why? Because I'll ask them, "Hey, what you doing here?" There's been time that this particular family member came into my dream, and I asked them, "What are you doing here, bro? You dead? How are you here?" Well, it didn't go like that last night. You know why? Because he didn't come to where I was. I went to where he was, and I believe that. I believe that when you dream, that is the closest to death that you will ever be. And you will be of glad tidings if you wake up. Because there has been many of people that have died while they were asleep. You know why I think they died while they were asleep? Because they decided not to come back. And I believe that when you are asleep and you are with people that you really love, I believe that you can stay with them if you want. And if you decide to stay with them, your body is going to die because you can't be with them and then be in this physical body. So you will die in your sleep. And I believe that many people have died in their sleep, not because of no heart attack, not because of nothing other than the fact that they decided to be with whoever they was dreaming about. Well, Brother Cook ain't with that. No, 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 no. Brother Cook ain't with that. You know why? Because Brother Cook got people right here that he want to get back to. Brother Cook got his wife, Brother Cook got his children that he want to get back to. So no matter how good that dream is, I want to get my ass back over here with my folks alive. I'll see you when I ain't got no choice in the matter. I'll see you when my body fail. When my body fail, then I'll holler at you. But as long as I got the choice, I'll see you later. But this particular person, this particular beloved one, he had a certain type of lifestyle, that I shared with him, a certain type of lifestyle that we came up together in. And I'm not going to go into details, so don't expect it, because if you expecting it, then just keep on doing that. But I'm not going to go into no grave detail because it ain't none of your goddamn business. But I'll briefly go over a little bit. We shared a certain type of lifestyle. I decided that I didn't want to live that way no more, so I took this path. He decided that, okay, cool, I'm going to continue on my way. Now, the way that I chose, it kept me alive. The way that he chose, it got him killed. Now, in my dream, he had surpassed. Now, I want you to listen to me very carefully because this is very important. Because I'm not going to stay up here no more than an hour. What's important is when he was here, he was on a certain level. When I saw him last night, he had surpassed that level of a grave ascent. I'm talking about he was way high. Now, while he was here, he was, he was good here. But in my dream, he was the king. He was the king pin. Now, while he was alive, his father was the kingpin, not him. His father was the one that ran everything. His father was the one with the connections. His father was the one with the house, the cars, the bread, the connections, the power. And he was trying to get there while he was here, while he was alive. He was trying to get there, but he didn't get there because he was murdered. But in my dream, oh yeah, in my dream, he had surpassed his father. Not only did I think he did, but he told me he did. And I asked him, I said, hey man, I said, well, it was kind of like a rhetorical question. It was more like a statement. I said, hey man, I said, you, you, you bigger than your daddy. He said, yeah, I've been past him. Now I'm gonna tell you another thing that's weird about this particular beloved one. When he speak to me, he never opened up his mouth. It's like he's talking to me through telepathy. It's like I'm talking to him with my mouth, and he's talking to me with his mind. So I'm using my mouth and he's using his mind. Not one time did his mouth open to say one word, but yet he was speaking to me just like I'm speaking to y'all. That's how powerful these entities are. That's how powerful the soul and the spirit is. It's that powerful. It don't need words. The words are formulated through my mind because I'm still alive. They don't need to be formulated through his mind because he does not have a mind. He has a soul. So the soul speaketh in a way that the mind does not. See, the mind allows you to get to what a soul is, but the communication between the two, now that's something different. I feel like this needs to be shared on this public platform because one day, Brother Cook, as y'all know it, will cease to exist, but this recording will carry on. This recording right here, oh, somebody gonna hear this. This recording right here, oh, somebody gonna be able to tap into it. This recording right here, somebody somewhere may just possibly bring this up in a classroom setting and say, hey, listen, 400 years ago, this is what these people were saying. Listen to what this dude said. This dude called Brother Cook was saying this about a dream that he had. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that somebody in the near future will be able to play this recording and bring it up in the classroom setting or a political setting. I don't give a damn. I don't care how they bring it up. But I'm hoping that they'll bring this up so maybe somebody will be able to answer the question because ain't nobody answered the question for me. What is heaven and hell? What is it? Because if heaven is simply a place, okay, reason with me. We have the ability to reason. Reason with me. If heaven is supposed to be this place where everybody is good and everything is good, why would God say he created evil? Why would there be a need if everybody is all good? Why would there be evil? Balance. Did somebody say balance? Did somebody say, well, you need to balance things out? Well, balance what? What do you mean balance? Balance what? If everything is good, what the fuck? If everything is good, why would you need balance? You don't need nothing else. It's all good, right? Of course. Now you get me. Now you starting to get me. There you go. Now you starting to get me. If everything is good, why would you need anything else? Well, you have to define what good is. And if you're going to define what good is, you're going to have to tell me each and every individual that has ever been created, they all have to agree that good is this. And that is not going to happen. It'll never happen. It'll never happen, bro. Let me say it again for you dummies, for you stupid, childish, immature dummies. Let me say it in a more plain way. If everything is good, that means everybody, each and every individual that was ever created, will all have to agree that one particular thing is one particular thing and nothing else. Now, who in the fuck is going to agree to that? If you take 5 people and you try to get all 5 of them people to agree that one particular thing is good, I'll wait on that. Because a rapist, he think that what he did was right. He think that him taking the pussy was right. He thought that was right. That's why he did it. A thief. When he stole that shit out of his house, when he stole that shit out of your house, he thought that that was right. He thought that by him stealing that shit out your house, he had every right to. A murderer, when he shot or stabbed or strangled, drowned, however it was that he killed you, in his mind, he thought that he was right. A robber that stick you up for your bread and take your money or take whatever he think he need to take from you, at that particular moment, he thought that he was doing the right thing. That's why he did it. So how are you to tell him that he was wrong? Well, you think it's wrong, and I think it's wrong, but he didn't. An atheist that says God does not exist, he think that he is right. He think he right. Oh, it ain't no God. Ain't no such thing as God. God don't exist. Only I exist. He think he right, but I think he wrong, like a motherfucker. I think God does exist. So who's right and who's wrong? God says, I placed before you good and evil, right and wrong, left and right, up and down, in and out. Now you decide. So what's it going to be? Is it the individual or is it a worldly concept? Let me ask that again. Is it up to the individual or is it a worldly concept? Well, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to tell you what I think. Okay? The worldly concept, that's religion. A worldly concept is religion. An individual concept is spirituality. Now, if you don't know the difference, I promise you, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I can't help you. If you don't understand what worldly concept, religion, and individualism is, it ain't nothing that I can do. I can't do nothing for you. You gotta, you know, you you gonna have to go on your own path with that. I can't help you with that. I understand each and every last one of them. If you don't, I'm sorry. I apologize. I can't help you with that. But what I understand is we all have choice as human beings, as individuals, as people, as men and women. We have a choice. And when that individual make that choice, can't nobody change it. If a man says, I'm a woman, I can't change that. If a woman says, I'm a man, I can't change that. I know you ain't no man. I know you a woman. But what the hell do I got to do with that? That ain't got nothing to do with me. If you identify as a woman and you a man, that's your choice. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I can say it's wrong, but you say it's right. So who's right and who's wrong? Let me give a quick shout out real quick to my chat. Thank y'all so much for showing up. Beach, it's good to see you in here, sis. I'm glad you showed up. Um, I hope you're feeling better. My prayers, my family has continued to pray for you. Forever Lisa, thank you for showing up. Knowledge Uprising, what up, bro? Glad you showed up. Sir Drop in the building. Glad you showed up. This particular live, even though it's going to be a short one, I got about 6 more minutes, 7 more minutes, something like that. And then I'm going to get up out of here. I just want to acknowledge y'all real quick for showing up. Thank y'all so much. I don't expect for this to get a whole lot of views. I don't expect for everybody to hear it. I don't even want everybody to hear it. I only want a specific few. I only want the chosen few to hear this. Because it's a whole lot of dummies. There's a whole lot of ratchet ass women and stupid ass Negroes, and I don't want them to hear none of this. I don't want them to hear none of this because it ain't going to do you no good. It's people out here dogging out children and dogging out dead relatives and recording phone calls and doing all this dumb stuff. I don't want y'all. I don't want this message to go nowhere near you fools. So for the people that hear this, thank you for listening. And for the people that don't, good. I'm glad you don't hear it. It ain't for you. Now there is such thing as the good gospel. That's for everybody. But this right here, this message right here, is not for everybody. It's not meant for everybody. It's not meant for everybody to understand it. You ain't been through none of this stuff. If you ain't lost nobody that you really love, this ain't for you. If you don't understand, you know, the difference between religion and spirituality, this ain't for you. If you don't understand the difference between the real world and the spirit world, this ain't for you. If you don't understand the difference between God and the devil, this ain't for you. If you don't understand that gravity don't exist, you don't understand that you don't make nothing move, You don't you as an individual, you don't make nothing move, but yet you are a part of the movement. You don't make nothing move, but you're a part of the things that are moving. If you don't understand that, it ain't nothing I can say to you. It ain't nothing I can say to you. I'm simply asking a question. If God said that he created good and evil, and he placed before mankind the choice of good and evil, he gave us the ability to choose. Who then can dictate what's good and evil? And I'm gonna wait. I hope that I get the answer. I have faith that I get that answer. I do. And when I get it, I might go live and share it. Or then again, I might not. But I want y'all to really think about that. When I log off in about 4 minutes, when I log off, I want y'all to think about something. When you go to sleep and you dream, because it's said that everybody dreams, but everybody don't remember. Now, that's what was said to me. That's what was taught to me. I can't readily say it's true because what I know is I have dreams every night, and the ones that are substantial, I'll record them. Like as soon as I wake up, immediately I grab pen and paper and I start writing it down because if I don't, it'll fade away. That's the reason why the dream that I had last night, as soon as I woke up, I grabbed pen and paper. I got pen and paper sitting right by my bed every night. So immediately I jump up, I grab my pen and paper, I start writing it down, everything that I remember, keep it fresh so I can write down everything. And I ain't got to worry about remembering no more because all I got to do is read it. And I'll share it sometimes. Like the one I had last night, I shared it with my daughter. And her and I had a conversation. And I wanted to bring that conversation to y'all tonight about a certain individual, a certain beloved one in whom I still cherish to this day. My cousin, my first cousin. And um, even though it happened all those years ago, it's still fresh. Even though it happened all those years ago, it's still fresh. You know, like, you know how like you might break a bone, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember I broke my arm when I was about 10 years old and it was painful. You know what I'm saying? And they put a cast on it, one of them old casts. You remember them hard casts where they wrap the gauze and the cotton and all that around it. Then they put this hard ass plaster. I had one of them casts long time ago when I was about 10 years old. And even though that happened all them years ago, every now and then, you know, my arm was still, I could still kind of feel that pain. Even though it happened all those years ago and my arm is completely healed, I can still kind of feel that pain every now and then. Well, this ain't like that. This is worse than that because this wasn't an injury that happened to me physically. This was an injury that happened to me spiritually because when my cousin got murdered, it affected my spirit. And I still get a chance to see him sometime. On one fine day, remember that beach? One fine day, on one fine day, I still be able to talk to him. One fine day, I still be able to interact with him. And for all of us, listen to me very carefully because my hour is up. And for all of us, there will be one fine day that we'll be able to interact with all the ones that we lost. We thought they were lost. They weren't lost. We thought they were gone. They weren't gone nowhere. And one fine day, we'll be able to be with them. So, however you are, while you are alive, you still got a chance to change it. You still have that choice. But know this, people. Please know this. When you die, you're going to have another choice. Make the right one. Because while you're alive, you can change it. The choice that you make when you die, you ain't going to be able to change that one. You're going to be stuck with it. So make sure that when you die, whatever choice you make, it's the one you're going to have to, it's the one you're going to have to live with forever. Because that choice ain't going to have no time to it.